Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so breaking news. This is something that I expected to happen pretty soon. And it's probably going to happen pretty soon after this with Lamar Jackson. If not halfway through the season or at the end of the season. Who knows? But he's definitely up next, if not Baker Mayfield. But the Bills quarterback, who they took in 2018, who went after Baker Mayfield, went after Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, has gotten paid a 6-year extension on top of his rookie deal. So it's pretty much 7 years. $258 million, $150 million guaranteed. That is ridiculous. FU money. It's literally money that you can just, he can go out in the world right now, throw $1 million off a building, you know, throw another 50 million away, and his life won't change at all. He is set for the next 10 to 20 generations at this point. That's it for him. You know, he's pretty much achieved everything that you could achieve at this point. Money-wise, he's going to only probably get a bigger contract when this one is over. Probably will be upwards of, you know, something more ridiculous than this number. So that's an average of $43 million a year. And he's only 25 years old. He is, what is this, his 4th year coming into the league now? This will be his 4th, pretty sure this will be a 4th year. 18, 19, 20, 21. So yeah, this will be his 4th year in the league. And he has gotten progressively better. A lot of the false narratives out here, and some Giants fans have been guilty of this. You know, a lot of the false narratives out here are that Josh Allen was just horrible. And all of a sudden, he just woke up one day and just was, you know, a top 2 or 3 quarterback in the league. But that's just not true. His first year, he started off 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, which most people would say wasn't very good. 52% completion percentage. The next year, 58 completion percentage, which is a 6-point percentage jump. Then he threw 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. And that's really where people are starting to not understand. Because to go from 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions to 20 and 9 and a playoff berth, that's a lot of progress. Especially when you add the fact that he has ran in a ton of touchdowns. He is pretty much the new age Cam Newton as far as rushing touchdowns for a quarterback. And he probably is going to eventually come for that record. He has gotten 8 touchdowns his first year, 9 touchdowns, and then 8 touchdowns again in 2020. So when you add on the rushing touchdowns to his career so far, I mean, 18 touchdowns his rookie year and 12 interceptions. Then this is counting passing and rushing. 29 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in his second year, which is really good. If you're putting in the ball in the end zone 29 times and you're only throwing 9 interceptions and your team is in the playoffs, I think that is a really good season. 58 completion percentage, you can work on that, but 29 and 9 is really good. And then for his just past 2020 year, I mean, the guy had 45 total touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So I've seen a steady increase in Josh Allen's performance. In 2020 or in 2019, excuse me, he had a ton of issues with the deep pass. Ton of issues with the deep ball. He missed a ton of deep passes, but it wasn't because of arm strength. It seemed like he didn't have the touch. 2020, everything clicked. The deep ball clicked, and you see that explosion. Everything was there. The tools were there. The highlight plays were there, but you saw the explosion. You saw his team just pretty much abandon the run for most of the year. Pass, 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 pass. The touchdowns go up. His efficiency goes up along with the more, you know, passing. I mean, to go from a 58 completion percentage to a 69, that just is a huge jump. Almost 70% completion percentage for someone who hadn't been considered an accurate passer at that point. He has improved every single year, and I don't understand why people don't give him that credit. But he is now again making $43 million a year, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that he will have a better career than Patrick Mahomes. And I've been a Patrick Mahomes fan. I've been a supporter of him, and I think he's going to be an all-time great when he hangs it up. If he's not, I mean, he's already on track to do it. But I just think Josh Allen, along with the fact that he came out and he had to play his first year. I mean, you see Trey Lance being compared to Patrick Mahomes, and then you can compare both of those guys to Josh Allen. When all three of these people were coming out of college, and I don't know how I just brought up Trey Lance in this conversation, but when these two quarterbacks, Mahomes and Josh Allen, came out of college, they were seen as projects. They were seen as big arm, mobile, improvising kind of quarterbacks, scrambling guys who needed a lot of work. They needed a ton of work. They needed an offensive mind to craft all of that talent into an NFL quarterback. And Josh Allen got into the league. He didn't have the offensive mind, and he had to play. He had to play pretty much right off the bat. Patrick Mahomes got into the league, eventually got paired up with the Chiefs. I mean, immediately at that point, you have Andy Reid. You have an assortment of weapons. And this is no knock on Mahomes because we know he's great. But he's got an assortment of weapons, and he's got a mentor in Alex Smith who is not a scrub. Alex Smith had that team and the 49ers in the playoffs because he plays smart football, because he understands the position. And to have that guy in there, and for Josh Allen not to have anybody in there and still be able to progress the way he has, I think that the guy's ceiling is much higher than Mahomes. And it's hard to say that because you would think that Mahomes had the highest ceiling out of anybody. And the only reason that I say this is not because I think he's just so much better of an actual passer. It's because of the running ability. Josh Allen can really run. He's got wheels. He's trucking people. He's stiff-arming people. He's agile in the open field. And Mahomes, although he's mobile, he just doesn't have that same kind of, he doesn't have that natural skill as a runner that Josh Allen has. I see Josh Allen, years down the road, at least for the next 4 or 5 years, he's going to have this athleticism to be able to put the ball in the end zone on the goal line as a runner 8 to 9 times a game. He's done it every year. To be able to put that ball in the end zone from the goal line or from inside, the 20, he can do that running the football, and he can do it passing it, and he does it consistently. And I see him having years where he has 40 plus touchdowns and, 9 or 10 rushing touchdowns. So both of these quarterbacks are really exciting to watch. But I just think Josh Allen could possibly take that next step to pass Mahomes, to see him in the playoffs, and to beat him. Because he has that extra element, because he's the bigger guy, and he seems to be much more durable throughout his career. Mahomes, as long as he has Andy Reid, he's going to be very explosive. He's going to be very hard to stop. But I think Josh Allen is going to be a second guy that's going to be on his heels, that they're going to see each other in the playoffs, and they're going to be able to settle these things down the road. Now, just to wrap this up, it's not like I'm saying that I think Mahomes is going to have some disappointment of his career. I'm basically saying that I believe that Josh Allen, with his raw talent and the fact that we haven't seen the best of Josh Allen yet, I don't think so. I just don't think we've seen it. The fact that all of those things are true, he could be a better he could be a better quarterback down the road than Patrick Mahomes. The great thing about this is that they're in the same conference, and hopefully we'll get to see this matchup pretty much almost every year in the AFC. So you guys let me know what you think about Mahomes possibly being surpassed by Josh Allen. Do you think that he's already done it? So again, tell me what you think about the deal. Do you think he got overpaid? Do you think he took the money too soon? Do you think he should have had to prove it for more than 1 year? Me personally, I think it was well deserved. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.